All right, this is what it's come down to. And quite frankly, it's pretty sad how one guy can take up an entire conversation or what the manosphere talks about, specifically on how they damage control against the talking point of high value. Well, because not all men can be high value, right? Not all men can make six figures for 5 years and have a rotation of chicks or just one chick who helps them out. No, 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 no. You can live in your parents' house, or your parents can live in your house, as the defense usually goes, and you can still be high value, right? You can not step off the stoop for 5 years and got a female to look your way in 10 and still be high value, right? You can just be on the internet 8 hours a day talking to a bunch of other faceless guys, or guys who do show their face should remain faceless. You can do that all day but still be high value, right? As long as you have your own room, and as long as you live next to a bus stop that takes you to the store, to your part-time job, into GameStop, right? Okay, cool. Well, this isn't in the defense of everything that Kevin Samuels talks about, because one, he's not in my demographic, and two, I don't agree with everything he says. Come on. There are some things I disagree with him about, the corporate stuff. And look, I'm the first one to say, look, if you're a black man in the United States, the only reason why you go to corporate America is to get out of the United States. You get your job here and you transfer laterally internationally. That's a little tidbit for the guys who are really on this channel to, escape the matrix, escape the community, hop to the other side of the fence successfully. So unless you're trying to do that, don't even waste your time in corporate America with the smoozing and, Chavez. Name some high fucking name. I don't know. I don't care. Anyway, yeah, and this is a list. Maybe if a lot of you guys had a list when it came to videos, it would be more coherent versus the usual baby kid back and forth kind of stuff, and the attacks that you have against individuals who are actually helping you more than harming you, like, say, Kevin Samuels, regardless of what you think about his mannerisms, which we'll tackle just in a few minutes. But the first reason, you had heroes of the manosphere that you didn't support. And you had a variety of heroes. You had heroes who were thinking men on one side, and then you got heroes of the streets on the other side. You had heroes in between. They were just everyday brothers. You had heroes of getting women, game, swag, all that kind of stuff. You had all sorts of manosphere dudes that you could easily put on. But what happened? You just left them behind. Or, better yet, you crucified them. I remember when Kevin Samuels first came into the sector, and he was basically telling people, hey, maybe take off your Jordans and put on a suit. And the vitriol that he received is just as equivalent as when a baby kid hears a black man speaking as if he didn't just came out of a plantation or a rap video, such as how they do when they hear my voice. But not to compare me to the Saint Kevin, of course. The second reason he blew up, not thanks to you all, but he blew up, let's just be honest, thanks to the women. The same women that a lot of guys in the manosphere have problems with. Whether problems getting with, or problems keeping, or problems during the aftermath. Well, shout to the child support guys out there. I'm not mocking you, but let's just be honest. But apparently game and swag didn't help there. But as far as that's concerned, he is getting the same women that you are saying uncooperative or unsubmissive, don't want to listen. And now the smart ones, well, the ones who are being hostile, obviously we're going to address you in this video, but the ones who are being smart are actually riding his coattails. Shout out to the Voice of the Everyday Beta. But they're riding his coattails till the wheels fall off. But nonetheless, that's still the lesser of two evils comparing to what I'm seeing the usual baby kids in the manosphere doing. And let's be honest, the reason why a lot of you are talking about him is because the women are talking about him and because the women are following him. And just as expected, a lot of you guys are following what the women are doing. See, this is part of the reason why American BWs don't have respect for BMs. You let them tell you what to like, or what to focus, or what to model after, and no, you making videos countering it doesn't do it. No, as a matter of fact, that just shows them that you are followers of what they say. In a way, it does. Because if it wasn't the case, you all wouldn't be so bothered by his one dude, just one dude on the internet's definition of a high value man. Really? It's just one dude on the internet. Are you freaking kidding me? Sheesh. I mean, be a leader, not a follower. Especially not a follower of the so-called weaker sex, which, yeah, I think if this sector has proved anything, then women aren't as weak as you may think. Look, image and reputation, also, that's another reason. Image and reputation. Kevin Samuels is, and I know he's one dude on the internet, I'm just going back to my point, but he is doing his part in order to change the image and reputation of BMs. Let's just call it down the line. Because before then, what was the standard image of BMs? At least throughout the manosphere, even with the thinking men. A lot of thinking men, well, either it was the urban, the hood variety, or a degree of hood variety. I mean, let's be honest. Some of you guys who are so-called defenders of thinking men are on our side, supposedly. You still speak with your little ebonics. You cling on them to like the conservatives do with their guns. I must say, I has to say, nah, I mean, you know me, I'm saying, I'ma do this, I'ma go to school, I'ma go to day house. Speaking as if you just... Anyway, look, Kevin Samuels is the kind of black dude, and I hate to say it, I have to agree with him. His standard of black men were the standard of black men before the advent of rap. And that's what you all don't get. Masculinity was present within black men before rap started to happen. It's just that this rap culture and trap culture and all this other crap culture just made it a lot easier for mediocre Negroes to mimic what masculinity is. Now, I'm not saying his version of masculinity is the version of masculinity. I got my own. Other people on YouTube have their own. But a lot of mediocre Negroes just believe that there's one form of masculinity, and that's the typical mediocre Negro, baby kid, stereotypical variety. And if you don't follow that, and if you don't get the attention of females, then you aren't going to get crap. I'm just telling you that. You look at my channel alone. I mean, freaking like, oh, he sounds like a surfer, man. Freaking A. And look, you wanted the black man image of a professional black man and a freaking suit to counter the Pookie and Ray Ray image. You have it. It's there. It's freaking there with KS. I mean, whatever. What did he do? What did he say so much that hurt, that triggered you guys? It was like, oh, wait. You're a man in a suit? Hold on. We were looking for a man in a suit. We were looking for a black man in a suit. But you're not the one we want. You're not the one we want. No, we're gonna make slander about you. Slander and libel. Slander and libel. Look. Well, regardless of what you believe about high value, and before there were plenty of high value men who epitomize what Kevin Samuels does, but you didn't support them. Wink, wink. And even with that, he's bringing eyes to the manosphere. Look, this guy is bringing eyes to the manosphere in record numbers. He's getting record donations, record views. Okay, let's be honest. Record views for one person. Record views as far as a solo show. So, well, no pun in solo TV. Shout out to you. I see you in the LA clubs. Keep doing your thing. But one man getting 5,000 views every night on the night? Dude, what other person within the manosphere can say that? Even the other side of the manosphere, the Will Tomasis and the Richard Coopers and all those guys, they can't even say that. I mean, a lot of them are dry, but that's a whole nother subject. And a lot of them won't roast their audience, which is a whole nother subject. But you got one guy in KS who, by basically doing a edutainment, roasting people, roasting his so-called callers. Well, not so-called. Roasting his callers, roasting his audience. And he gets 5,000 views. And he gets women too. He gets chicks. I know. What are you talking about chicks? What do you care about chicks? What do you care about chick? Oh. Let's go back to the women piece. If you all didn't care about chicks, then why is it that all the women within the manosphere, whether you love them, like your majesty, oh, your majesty, yes, you guys are going to love my OnlyFans. It's going to be so pristine and prestigious. Yes, my OnlyFans. You don't want to follow my OnlyFans? Oh, you want me to calm up before you follow my OnlyFans? You want me to take these glasses off before with my OnlyFans? Well, you're going to have to buy me a refrigerator and a dishwasher, washer and dryer, and a hot tub. I already have the stove, thank you very much, dear. But look, if you don't like the guy, yeah, he got her to call, he got Her Majesty, and alongside that, he got the people who you all hate in the manosphere, who you all have been fighting gender wars against for eons. They actually bent the knee. They bent the knee to KS. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But even if you don't like him, even if you don't agree with his talking points, eat off the man. Yo, you eat off of him. Indirectly, not directly, but indirectly. Meaning, all the views that he's getting, make sure you siphon some of them to your audience, and there are ways in doing so without insulting him and driving him through the mud and putting yourself at a litigious risk. You can do all that. Oh, here's the point I wanted to make. Well, actually, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're swaying him. You're swaying him to the other side. That's the problem. And that's what I'm seeing within the manosphere. A lot of you guys are swaying KS to basically join the opposition. Or at the very least, you're swaying them away to defend you if he hasn't already. I mean, come on. We all saw the reactions from the Bebe's kids when he said, put on a suit, and then take out the Jordans and put on some autos or whatever. Well, he probably wears something more prestigious than autos, or Aldos, whatever those half-ass shoes are called. Look, you guys are warding away a potential ally who could make the difference between the manosphere, the guys in the manosphere, so-called everyday guys, the guys who just want to get up and talk their piece or in the comment section, but got a shot because I don't know, they just hopped on panels and all of a sudden now the spotlight's on you, and now you have someone who is actually bringing prominence and recognition and credibility to the manosphere, and this is the treatment he gets. And you expect him to speak on the behalf of black men? Really? You expect him to defend your honor? But I guess you all expect Her Majesty to defend your honor too, but that's a whole nother story. Oh, look. Kevin Samuels, his appeal, whatever it is, he can actually, he actually has swayed the favor in thanking black men, because he made the swirl and bent the knee. And trust me, a lot of other swirlers and daggles who were so-called against thanking black male autonomy, they don't want any part of Kevin neither. I mean, they're staying away from Kevin. Look, they aren't even touching him. And it's with a good reason, because he basically has what it takes to make or break these daggles and swirlers. But you're telling him, no, we don't want your allyship. We're gonna make fun of you, and we're gonna accuse you of cheating one week and being the next week, and the week after that, and taking videos out of context, and oh man, well, because here's the thing: if he is, this is the best you can do. This is what you're left with. This is what you're telling me. You have no other alternatives to Kevin Samuels. And you know what? I want to see the Manosphere put up their own version of Kevin Samuels. If that's an issue of his and his appeal to daggles and trying to get men to get used up fadge and all this other kind of stuff, then where is your alternative? Where is it? I'm looking, and I've been looking, and I've been, saying to myself, hey, this guy looks good. This guy might be an alternative, man. But here's what Kevin Samuels has learned. Let me see what else. Let me see. Yeah, exactly. Look, it took a dude who supposedly to counter the Pookie image. It couldn't have been a thinking man. It couldn't have been an everyday man. It couldn't have been a street cat who's just not a Pookie or whatever. It took him. It took a guy who so-called plays for the other side of the fence, according to all the Manosphere expert analysis out there. And it's like, well, he said this, and he had this, and he had this satchel, and he was carrying it like this, and he had an earring on the left finger and on the left earlobe, and he was holding the girl like this. He was holding the girl like this instead of this or this, because if you don't hold a girl like this on the first 30 minutes of meeting her, or the first 30 seconds, if you don't do this, then you might be suspect. Remember that is Manosphere rules right there. Manosphere rules 101, people. But look, it took a dude who, let's just say he is, it took him to clean the image. It took him to basically start the discussion of high value. It took him to get your guys to wear freaking suits and take off your Jordans and your sweatpants and your swag pants and your swag hats and your all this other crap. Really? Is this how desperate the average mediocre Negro is? Or is this because you've warded off every other individual who's told you the exact same thing? We all see what's going on with AMS. AMS left the Manosphere, the baby kid Manosphere, and he's doing as well as he ever has. And heck, he's even turned down an invite from the good old boy alt-right part of the Manosphere, because he doesn't want to get messy. And I think that is his main thing. I mean, yeah, people are still going at AMS, but he's like, you know what? I'm on my purpose. I'm hopping between New York City and Atlanta. And look, I'm on my purpose. And then you got younger individuals like Steffes Code and others who just bypass. He just bypassed the baby's kid sphere. He's not even going to the beat phase and that sort of thing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to follow in the footsteps of AMS, because, I mean, if AMS is Michael, then I'll just say this. If AMS is the MJ of that part of whatever Manosphere that is, then Steffes Code is quickly becoming the 2019 and prior Kobe. I'll just say that, because 2020 has been something. I'll just say we all know what time it is. But look, you guys are the same ones who are anyway, I'm not gonna go there. What is there to say? What else is there to say that's left? Besides the everyday beta riding the coattails, but that's nothing new. We expected that from him. And I sort of expected this from the Manosphere too. You got one guy who blows up, and all of a sudden, I mean, yeah, you want to talk about the point, so it's high value, and I think I'm high value. Yeah, I'm high value too. Yeah, I'm high value, guys. Yeah, I'm high value, even though I'm hiding behind a white screen and I can't even upload an avatar. But I am high value because my mommy told me to. My mommy told me I was high value, and she used Skippy in my lunch instead of the generic brand. And Welsh, I like that Welsh. I like that Welsh jelly, and because they're all name brands, so you know what? I must be high value. That's what this is coming down to. Seriously. Who cares on what some dude on the internet thinks on what's high value and what's not high value? As I say, if you have these three things in this day and age, and especially with what there is to come, where everyone's talking about 2021 now. 2021 is the year. 2020. Anyone knows that 2021 is the year when SHTF will occur, and but they can't detail it. And someone who mentions 2021 one more time, I'm going to stop everything, make a video, do a live stream, and tell you, you better tell me what is going to happen in 2021 that will be so different than 2020 that we gotta really get in position and prepare, get in position and all this other kind of happy horse crap. I'm not saying something won't happen, especially with how 2020 is, but these guys better go into details about that. But yeah, these guys who, in any case, let me get in that tangent. High value. Why do you care what one dude on the internet says is high value? Because if the online experts are right about 2021, then these three things will make you high value. And follow with me, folks. A J, an O, and a B. That's what makes men of outside the community high value already. And even if you're stuck within the community, which I got a video about you guys next, you'll be all right. You'll be able to get big booty bone Quisha and all of them. You'll be able to get all the daggles and even some of the swirlers, maybe probably under the 9 to 5 cover. You gotta work that out a bit because they can't have Sadie see them with you, Mr. Baby Kid. But you know what? Everyone else out there, always bet on X.